That is a hog right there. He barely fit in the net when I scooped him up. Look at that.
There's a big, beautiful East Walker bow. Well, hey everybody, welcome back to Familiar Waters Fishing. I'm Mike Pulaski, former pro quarterback and modern day fly fisherman. Today, we are back on the East Walker at the Sceirine Ranch. You may keep hearing us pronounce it Sceirine because my guide Brad McFall had it in his head it was Sceirine. But it's the Sceirine Ranch, spelled just like that. And it is a phenomenal fishery in the Eastern Sierras just across the Nevada line. If you watched our last video on the East Walker, and there'll be a card right up there, you saw me stick that huge brown with giant streamers.
Perfect cast. Come on, eat that. Twitch, twitch, twitch. Yeah, nice!
Yeah, brother. Do you see him come up and just clobber it?
Yeah, he hammered it. Perfect. Nice.
Oh, yeah, brother.
Woo!
Woo!
Nice. Look at that brownie.
Yes, sir.
That is a nice.
And it came right out.
Big.
Look at that thing.
Brown.
We've moved upstream now, and we are going after another toad of a brown trout up there. Same streamer, perch pattern, trying to get it under a bridge, and you're going to see, we'll talk about the casting on that in a little bit. We'll talk about the gear log later on. We'll talk about some nymphing tactics as well. Don't forget, if you haven't done it yet, if you want fantastic fishing content, ton of fly fishing content, make sure you subscribe, ring that bell, get notified every time we have new stuff coming out. Give me a thumbs up if you love fly fishing, if you're ready to hit the East Walker, and leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Right now, we're moving upstream on the Sceirine Ranch, and we've got a sweet little bridge with a deep pocket and big browns.
All right, Mike, so let's come fish right along this weed bed. See that nice long green strip?
Yep.
Let's put this first cast right up above this little rock pile sticking out on the left here.
Okay.
Pull that fly right down the inside of the foam line, twitch it, you know, sweep that rod tip as you're stripping to keep that fly moving quickly. And we'll run that a few times and we'll get up a little bit closer and just kind of mow the lawn, work the way out. There's a little bucket right on the outside of the edge of that weed bed. And hopefully we can find a big boy to play with.
This is like a sick little big fish hiding spot. I like it.
It's been known to have a few. Come on, eat that. Ooh, I think you got one on it. Maybe. It's hard to see. Good shot.
There we go.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's a good fish.
That's a better fish. Oh, no!
Did you see him at all?
I saw the tail slash.
His cheek. That was that big brown, I think. The issue with this bridge is it's only about 4 feet off the water. That means I have to throw a really tight loop in there. What I'm doing is I'm actually intentionally throwing a tailing loop. I've got that heavy streamer on. And so as I come back on my back cast, you're going to see I bring the rod out to the side and low. And then I raise my rod tip to get it above my fly line. That way I'm just going to naturally throw a tailing loop anyway. I give it a hard double haul with my offhand and send that fly line back actually underneath the rod tip. So it's a natural tailing loop. But at the end, what I'm trying to do is skip this fly. There's a lot of noise going on out there, and so skipping the fly isn't going to be a big deal in this hole. It's a trick I learned when I was fishing for snook and reds down in Florida and in the Everglades. But that way I can take this heavy fly, I can get it inside that 4-foot space, and you can see there's a branch in the very back of this hole. So it really gets down to 3 feet at the end. Tight tailing loop, high line speeds with that double haul, skip it off the water, and stick it up right where the current curves off to my right so it can sink down through that hole and I can bring it back on the right line.
Oh, that's gonna fish real good. It got pushed up in the current that time. Fly's gotta be at least 2 feet down for them to take interest. That's gonna be good right there.
Not too far left though.
Keep fishing it. Set!
Oh! I felt it there.
Yeah, sweep that rod. Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it eat. And I saw it once it turned to flash.
Good cast. Sweep the rod.
Too high up. There's such a magic number of depth to speed to distance.
Like that was the perfect line.
But
You know,
too high.
the fly was just too high in the water. See if you can huck it way in there, let it sink, and then sweep that rod and get tight. Swim that fly. Oh yeah! Nice.
This is not the beast, but this is one of the fish that's been coming up to get this thing. We're not going downstream with it.
Go.
That was aggressive.
That was a great eat.
Look how fat this fish is. That was aggressive. He swam across the current, not one of the big toads that was coming up. But you can see a good fish.
Nice
Look how
fat bow.
Ah, it's like a football. So that's a good start, good work. She came out and she got it. Much bigger fish up high. And it's like an algebra equation here. You have to have the x plus y equals b squared. You gotta get the right depth and the right speed and the right retrieve and get the rod twitch and the whole 9 yards and then get the hook set.
Then get the magic on.
So I'm just gonna go back and see if I can do this. I was strong in math till about the 8th grade. That's when it all went away.
Well, enough of the fish in this hole have seen that monster streamer. And so we're going to change out the tactic and we're going to go with a nymph. But it's not your standard nymph setup. We're actually tying on a crawdad or a crayfish nymph, followed by a little mayfly on the bottom. So I guess that would make it surf and turf, or maybe fish and foul. Either way, it's a new flavor for the trout. Take a look at it.
We're still throwing big stuff though. Using a crawdad, big crustacean in here, and these big browns will massacre one of these crawdads. So we'll give that a shot. Right there. Come on.
Set.
Yep.
There he is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another big fish. There you go. Hard right, rush the rocks. There you go, good.
Back up with me, come on. That.
You can get his tail on the surface, I can get him, yep. Oh, my bad. Got him.
Yes. Okay. So he ate that crayfish and we saw it right here. That crayfish popped out and they got him with that back hook. And that fish actually is pretty classic for this river. Towards the end, he started to tire out.
Right.
East Walker actually has an issue with that in later summer, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Water temperatures are huge on the river. You know, later in the summer, late July, August, water temps warm up quite a bit. You know, sometimes they'll get above 70 degrees.
Right.
Personally, my personal opinion is I usually stop fishing it right around 70. You know, and I pay attention to what the fish are doing as well. You know, if they tire out real quickly, you know, I know it's time to leave the river alone.
Well, you can see I'm making that same type of cast where I've got to stick it in that tight window underneath the bridge. But because I'm using a nymph and an indicator, what I'm trying to do is when I skip that nymph off the water, I'm trying to add just a little extra turnover on the rod at the end. Watch my hand and you'll see me turn that rod over. The nymph is heavy. It's attached to that fly line. You're not going to transfer energy as well. And so when I skip it, it's going to skip off that water. And then as I transfer that late energy with the wrist flip or with the rod reach, what it does is it pushes that indicator up and to the left in the slower water. As a result, the nymph swings down first before the indicator can get over the top, and allows that nymph to drop through the water column and actually hit the bucket underneath the bridge and be set up perfect as it comes out the backside. The trick to good nymph and indicator fishing, or any nymph for that matter, is to get your bug at the level of the fish. To do that in this hole is kind of tricky.
Let go. Yep. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
2 and 2 casts. Ooh,
pig.
hot fish. He's on the cray. There you go. This one's got a little meat to him. You can put a lot of heat on him. Got 3X on.
Got a lot on him right now.
There you go. Good. He's almost there. Got him. Oh, look how fat this fish is.
This fish has been eating a lot of crayfish.
Look at that fish. Look at that belly.
Oh,
That is a fat
gross.
fish.
She hasn't missed a lot of meals down there.
No. Look at the belly on her. Oh, she wanted out.
Good. There she goes. Are you kidding me? That fish was, I mean, girthy.
Yeah.
But still, it's not the big fish. The big fish is still up there. I can stick a hook in that big fish. That's
The
one I
one
want.
right before
It's-
this.
It's crazy. I want that big fish.
Yeah, I want you to get that big fish. We'll fish it till we do.
Well, that'll do it for this video from the East Walker. We were sticking pigs all day long. And so our next video, you're going to see more of that. Big browns, big rainbows. Card right up there. You can check out those videos. If you haven't checked out the first video from the East Walker, card also right up there. So make sure you check that stuff out. Fantastic piece of water. Next video, big fish, nymphs, and streamers. It's going to be fantastic. From the Sceirine Ranch, East Walker River, Eastern Sierras, I'm Mike Pulaski. Thank you for watching. We'll bring you more fantastic fly fishing action coming up, and I will catch you on another piece of Familiar Waters.